Sup y'all, welcome back to another video by me, Dina.
OG K-pop stan since 1998.
And yes, I'll be reacting to another Stray Kids content since content has been totally thrown at us stage lately. It's been a great time to be a stay. So I just checked out Thang, and now I'm checking out a song that's completely different from that, which is Lonely Street. To those who watched my reaction to the album Listen here on YouTube, know that Lonely Street, and especially hearing Waiting for Us right after, was very it affected me completely emotionally. But in case there are those who didn't watch it, which I'm okay with, I understand that sometimes long videos are just tough to watch sometimes because short attention span, that's the world we live in. Lonely Street, I mentioned how Lonely Street, I can really relate to that from my own perspective of battling not just my lupus and seizures and stuff, but also other personal struggles that came after that. Because lupus and seizures and all that stuff, that's definitely a very physical thing. But all the stuff that comes after with having to accept your new life, adjust your own new normal amongst the new normal in the world, and especially the stuff after where, like right now, I'm unfortunately in early menopause, and I already developed infertility from all the treatments that I did for my lupus. So yeah, I can't have my own kids. So yeah, I definitely felt Lonely Street's perspective. And I'm Waiting for Us is, if they ever made a music video on that, I would have to have tissues. So anyways, back to the Lonely Street music video. I'm excited to see how they portray this. I really enjoyed how they portrayed Thang with the meaning of the lyrics for that song. So yeah, let me just go zip it right here and see what they do with Lonely Street music video. Quick pause. Before we get started, I would like to give a little shout out to all of my Captain Jack Sparrows over my Patreon for the extra love and support. I hope y'all know how much I appreciate y'all's extraness.
It's got to be the best part I've ever seen.
Alright, let's get it. I just absolutely love the use of desolated, isolated, sounding the same but meaning different. And I love the cool tones of the video. Wow. Ian's voice is so fitting for this. Oh, looking so good. Wow. 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 Felix's deep tones. I love that Lonely and Lone King. Gosh. Oh, Simon. Oh my god, the symbolism in this video. Oh my gosh. Lena's so beautiful, but also just that expression he has on his face at the end of hearing like such sad songs is kind of like that little glimmer of hope that someone still has even in the dark. Wow. Okay, yeah, I was pretty quiet throughout most of the video. Not because I was like about to burst out crying or anything. Although, I mean, it definitely gets me in my feels, and I don't like seeing stray kids sad, even if it's fake. It still makes me feel sad. I just really appreciated the scenes that I saw during the lyrics that were being sung at the time, sung or rapped. So, yeah, there's so much that I really appreciate about the song and the music video. I like that the music video is shot in a very cool tone to definitely match the blues. I like the scene where you see Bang Chan kind of like seems like he's like forever running on this endless track, because that's sad but very relatable symbolism to show how one can feel when they're in the dark. And the scene where Ian had the blindfolds and he takes it off and he has that expression, because it's kind of like you can turn a blind eye to your issues all you want, and sometimes that could possibly be a temporary solution, or you can do certain things to help yourself feel better, but it's like you still have to face your issues head on. If you stuff it away, it keeps you astray. I do like that they like I mentioned, I like the use of desolate, meaning, you know, it's a deserted place, nobody's around, and then isolated, which is you being alone. So I like the similar sounds of words being used for the same kind of concept, even though they're different meanings. I really like how this song not only portrays like a very tragic perspective or sad perspective, because nobody wants to be alone and saying like I still can't see even with the moonlight. And I saw something about like where they were saying that they're always walking day and night. I almost wonder if they're like, you know, almost kind of pointing at the fact that they have restless sleep even if they get any sleep. So it's like almost symbolic to sleepwalking, because you're not like really rested, you know, like you're sleeping, but it's kind of like you're not fully rested because your soul's not rested, your mind's not rested. And the line where Felix says about the whole like I'm lonely but I'm a lone king, I really like that, because that's like automatically for me turning or making lemonade out of lemons. And it's something that I always had to, I worked so hard to help myself stay aware of the phrase, or to remember the difference between the words alone and lonely. And especially with everything that I went through, the stuff that I talked about at the beginning of this video, I always had to tell myself that, remember Dina, you can feel alone in this, but you're not lonely because you have support. You can't feel alone in this because shit can get really tough sometimes and it's all thrown to you all at once and you kind of like, what do I do with all this? But just try to remember that you're not lonely because you have people who are there, you have resources that you can find. There's always something. And I'm just the kind of person that I never accept the bottom. I never accept the end, because I just don't believe that that's how life is supposed to be. Life is continuous. It's a continuous cycle that we always need to adjust to. So yeah, being aware of remembering the difference between lonely and alone, that helped me get back up and continue walking. So I really love that Stray Kids. I already went off with how I felt about Thang, and now I'm going off with how I feel about Lonely. I just really love that they know how to capture the perspective of someone that's in this kind of state. I don't want to say the word depressed, because it's just I'm not somebody who can diagnose someone with that, you know, so I don't like to use those words. I just use the words someone who's in a dark place, someone who's struggling, someone who has issues that they don't know how to face them, or they're not ready to face them yet, so they're kind of struggling, or they don't know how to face it. So yeah, I gotta always say a major thank you to Stray Kids, because I don't know if they'll ever watch this video specifically, but I gotta say a major thank you, because y'all always make music that not only we can enjoy for y'all's beautiful vocals and just wonderful lyricism and song in general, but having a song that we can relate to, that we can use to that everyone hopefully can remember that we're not lonely, but we are lone kings that have our own swords that we can pick up and move forward and walk through this BS that is called life. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for checking out this video here with me on my YouTube. I hope y'all have a great day. And until the next video coming up, peace.